Hey, what's up guys, DiplexHeated again. Welcome back to Men of War Assault Squad 2 and Star Wars Galaxy at War. Today we're doing an infantry-only battle here on Geonosis. We have 180 battle droids versus 180 clone troopers, and we haven't used this map before. This is completely new and it looks quite fantastic. Great for some open, cool battles with infantry. Vehicles are going to have a hard time to move around here. We have the 501st Clone Legion versus the droids on Geonosis. It's going to be a good one. Alright guys, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and click start. This is something that a lot of you guys have been requesting. Infantry only battles, clones and droids, even numbers, no commanding. A lot of people have previously been complaining about the amount of droid losses, and sometimes I model my videos after the story, the Star Wars Clone Wars, so to speak. And if you look at most of the battles, at least the ones that were filmatized in like the big movies, episode 1 to 3, the clones were almost always victorious, and that is somehow reflected on my YouTube videos, so to speak. And pause. Sorry, it looks amazing, doesn't it? Most of the battles I actually look up online has clone victories, Republic victories. So I know it has reflected on my YouTube channel. I'm by no means controlling this or giving this victory to anything other but the righteous winner. So let's see who wins. I'm excited. Okay, clone troopers advancing up the middle. So they're starting to take the high ground. Casualties quite high on both sides so far. No one is really owning this hill right now. We have droids ready to move up on this side, battling some of the droids that are even firing from far away back here. This is a really cool little screenshot. All the guns lined up here. That looks quite fantastic. And all the blaster fire. Look at that firepower. Some interesting volleys looking quite amazing. A lot of clone troopers getting into cover though, some having to retreat. But the fire is complete and total. All over the battlefield we see the tracers of the blaster projectiles. Droids currently being a little bit pushed back up on this side of the, well, I don't know what you want to call this. Some sort of steamy pit that runs throughout the map, with 2 stone bridges across. Lots of droids formed up down here though, ready to attack the clones as soon as they get into to range. But I don't think the droids are going to commit too many forces to trying to capture the other side again. Plenty of droids laying down some good suppressing fire on the bridge, but they can be targeted from almost any clone position right now. Look at that. For the screenshot. All for the sake of a cool screenshot. Don't want them bunched up, do we? Boom. Sweet. Look at that. So far, no decisive winner of the hill, so to speak. No one's holding this right now. Some droids have moved up and they have been destroyed while trying to take the hill. Many clones have been killed as well. But no decisive movements from either side. Most clones are starting to move down the hill now, though. Making their way towards the bridge. Look at that. But it is true, though, that the Republic won like 90% of the battles, I hear. I remember someone telling me that, so in my defense, it seems very logical to... I don't even think the Republic, or the clones in this case, win 90% of the battles that I make on YouTube. More like 75 or 80%. 4 out of 5 battles are Republic victories. And I thought everyone was cheering for the clones. I thought everyone loved the Republic. And everyone hated the Confederate scum, but... or whatever you call them, cis scum. But, apparently not. So we'll see who comes out victorious out of this one. The result will be unarguable. It's all up to the AI. And look at the positions here. Some droids have taken up an interesting position inside of some sort of control center here, which acts as a bunker. And that's going to provide them with excellent cover against the clones who are now advancing on the hill. They're starting to move up. Look at that force. I think that in the future, if I'm like busy taking a million screenshots, that I'll just like take them live during the fight instead of pausing it, because I think it might disrupt some people. Might annoy some that I pause sometimes, and I think some, like myself, will just be able to enjoy a paused scene like this. Kind of reminds me of the Halo Wars trailer. Just everything stands still for a second. The utter silence. And then it just continues. It's pretty cool. I swear you can get some screenshots in this game that look like paintings. If all the models look great and everything. Some pretty cool stuff. Okay, so the clones are definitely starting to take the hill now. But look at the droid presence down here in this sort of deficit between the stone bridge and the command center, or bunker, whatever you want to call it. They've chosen not to cross the bridge. We have a couple of droids up here that can. But they've chosen not to. They're going to be standing down here and they're going to be like firing at the clones directly as soon as they get in range. And it might bunch them up a little too much, or it'll give them an advantage of just simply massing firepower like that. Over on this side, not much going on. We have a few droid troopers back here in cover. Actually, a couple moving up. They're probably going to get targeted any second now. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. They're about to run into the whole flank of the Union forces. It's almost like one of those humorous scenes from Star Wars. Kind of cheesy at times too, where you have these droids in a dialogue, like, I don't know, acting stupid. Why would the droids be so stupid? They're portrayed so stupid. Like, all droids are silly. All droids have a brain of a 5-year-old or something. I don't know why. And then we have the super battle droids which bully the regular battle droids. They're like I don't know. It's a little weird for something that is supposed to be, I guess, somewhat serious. I mean, Star Wars has never stuck out to be this, comedy parody of some sort of sci-fi. It's always portrayed itself as fairly serious with all the acting. But there's obviously a lot of humorous parts in it. Look at this firepower. Everyone's spread out opening fire. Screenshot bonanza. Look at that. Every now and then you just get some extra good ones. And the clones are moving up. Casualties so far. Well, let's have a little look. The red represent the clones and the yellow represent the droids. So far, a very concentrated amount of clone casualties here, but the droids have taken a lot. Obviously more spread out. Still with plenty of healthy and fresh droids ready to stop and destroy the clone invaders. Or the invaders in this case, and indeed they are. I'm used to this, the Confederates being the invaders occupying all the planets, but they did indeed have a pretty firm grip of Geonosis even before the war, it seems, seeing as they managed to build their droid-producing facilities and whatnot on there. But they had more planets to manufacture droids, I'm sure. Otherwise that'd be rather disastrous to have Geonosis be their only droid-producing planet, because if it was, well, then there wouldn't be a Clone Wars, because the Clone Wars pretty much started with the Battle of Geonosis. So, clones have now taken the hill, more or less. We're going to do some more close shots. People love the close-ups. The clones are starting to make their way down now. Oh, this is so cool. It's some sort of it's almost like a D-Day in a way. People charging a beach, but it's a hill. The blaster fire is just everywhere. It's super intense. Loving this map so far. This is great. And the clones are really starting to take some casualties up here right now. You can hear the screams. You can see some pulling back even. Yeah, they're pulling back. Some are moving forward. The directives are unclear. But the droid position down here is momentous. It's amazing. It's epic. And they seem to be in better cover than the clones, but many droids have pulled out now.
and they're starting to spread out. Some are backing up here. Command center is still occupied, but they've actually lost all the people defending, or all the droids defending the opening there. More droids on this side. Some are starting to move over the bridge. Very few clone troopers on that side. We have a lot of people back here around the stones defending, so not all 180 clones, or whatever number remains from the initial attack, have actually committed to it. I'd say we're a good 50 or 60 clone troopers down here attacking, and we have another probably 40 back here. I'm sure the clone troopers have lost about 80, judging by the numbers that I can see down on the ground. But the droids have probably lost over 100, if not more. But I don't want to spoil any of the tension. This can change quickly. The blasters are so deadly that it only takes a few hits from the E5 here to kill a clone. And likewise for the clone weaponry there, the DC-15. Things can change in a matter of minutes. Clones moving down the hill. There's a push. They're starting to bunch up by some of the bigger stone pillars here. Look like termite stacks, like huge surface termite stacks. And I'm sure we will see clones crossing the bridge, the stone bridge, anytime now. Some sort of overhang. What is this? Steamy? I don't know. It's probably from the heat. Perhaps there's some sort of swamp, some sort of clay canal. I don't know. But Geonosis is a hot planet. I'm sure there's stuff down here that's, I don't know, whatever it's doing. Condensation. Condensating. Evaporating, perhaps, would be the right word, because evaporation comes out of heat. Okay. Condensation's when there's a difference between when there's a hot inside and a cold outside, right? Yes. Right. Okay, some clones are starting to cross. These guys have moved down now. The backup, the reserves, they're moving in. I think people are starting to get ready to cross the bridge soon. But so far, all the clones are lining up here on the opposite side of where the droids had their first defense. Oh, the first clone troopers getting across the bridge. Look at that. 2 clone troopers. 1 down. The other one's gonna lay down there and try and stay alive so that his friends can arrive and help. Grenades! Jesus Christ, where did that come from? That must have been a droid grenade. I think ooh, there are some droids down here. Well, what do you do about that? I don't know. I think in order to not ruin the rest of the battle by, I don't know, having everyone get caught up on 3 droids, I'm going to quickly move them back there. It's not a safe position, but nowhere is safe on this map, so no complaining, please. It's in a standardized position. Second clone trooper dead on the bridge, among many other droid, I wouldn't say corpses exactly, but other destroyed droid troopers. Pathfinding, not the greatest, so to speak. Okay, everyone seems to want to stick around here, but some might try and cross, especially the reserves, who are so cautiously moving up. The movement back here on the droid side is small. But look, they're amassing about 10 or 20 droids back there. Nothing in comparison to the roughly 100 clones that seem to remain. Some clones are moving up on the high ground on the right side here of the stone bridge. They're going to be able to shoot at the droids back there who are currently seeming to be quite disorganized.
Look at that, now they're starting to cross the bridge here. A few more clone troopers, sorry about that, starting to cross. And they're taking fire from a little bit here and there. Some small pockets of defense here, some droid defense. Really not making a big difference. I don't think they're going to be stopping a droid advance across the bridge. But there's a lot of droid troopers back here. Clone advance. Did I say droid advance? I meant clone advance. Sometimes I can't keep an eye on what I'm saying because there's so many things going on. But yes, we finally have some guns up on the bridge. That is a cool screenshot. Wow, look at him. Who's going to take the lead? Who's going to earn his rank today? Earn his wage. First clone across. This could be a really cool like line attack if you did more bridges and crossings and stuff, where it would really matter to hold a line like this one. That the droids obviously could not in this case, but they did well. They cut down so many clones. We'll see a lot of clone casualties on the field, especially back here up at the hill. This has been a big slaughter of clones and droids, but more so clones in that case. The droids kind of blend into the background a little bit more, so it's hard to say too much about that. Still a lot of droids back here behind this pillar. More clones moving over. I think, for the sake of the battle, I'm going to have to take some clones up there and reposition them to a position where they can move across the bridge. This is not me commanding the clones to do anything. This is me allowing them to cross, because that seems like the next logical move for the clones here. They've already started crossing. Obviously, they would like to send over more troops. Look at that. That is sweet. A few clone casualties on the other side of the bridge. You see, they cross quickly and they get quickly cut down by some droid forces who have them pinned in, I guess, better positions. But the clone support on the other side is quite great. Look at this. Some fire coming out of these stone formations here. That droid was just blasted back. More and more clones are starting to cross the side. I think we can all now determine a winner. The clones have won a worthy victory. The map is not arena style. It's obviously different. Some are going to have higher grounds, some are going to have lower grounds. It could be unfair to say that most of the clone forces were deployed on the same side, where the droids weren't, although they were all pretty much in range of each other. It could be unfair to say that the droids had a defensive position that they chose to occupy. The maps will always, obviously, favor, not necessarily favor one of the sides, but if you look at major battles throughout history, Waterloo, and even a lot of more modern day battles, and you know, you like Battle of Troy, go back to the Roman age, the ancient Rome, and take the Battle of Cannes, was it called? I mean, obviously there's always going to be a point where terrain and positioning is going to favor or unfavor you, so to speak. Grenades being thrown. Some clones in immediate danger, but they chose to not die today. I guess you could say Battle of Cannies. Cannae. Cannae, not Cannies. What the fuck am I talking about? Not to mention all the battles during the 18th century, when there was a lot of ice in the Baltic, especially near Denmark and Sweden, around there, you know, the crossing. Ooh, the Danes suffered some pretty severe losses to ice breaking and whatnot, and I'm sure the Swedes have too. So definitely lots of it goes to the actual map. But it's not so fun to have a big battle on just a flat map with absolutely nothing on it. Okay, guys, we're going to take another look at casualties. We'll put the clones in red again, and they've definitely lost quite a few crossing. Definitely. Nothing to sweep under the carpet, so to speak. But the majority of their losses are up here on the hill. Droids scattered all over the place. But as I look at it now, I think the clones, yes, even though they are victorious, and even though they have a great deal surviving, I don't think that it would have taken a lot to turn the tide of this battle, because it could have changed very quickly. The droids would have had better positions. Perhaps they would have been spread out more. Perhaps if they wouldn't have been facing that much of a clone firepower in a concentrated place, or perhaps if they wouldn't have spread out. Look at the droids are so spread out.
The clone casualties are very focused because they focus their forces there. The droids are so spread out, even back here and around down here. They need to stay together so they can really mass their firepower. But that wasn't the case. Not today. I'm going to do a future scenario where we try and do a little more realistic with more droids than clones. Because realistically, the droids always had more troops than clones. So in the future, if I'm going to give clones victories, perhaps I need to give the droids their historical advantage, so to speak, of having more numbers. That's at least what a lot of people have been telling me. And if the clones can come out victorious out of that, then what is there to argue about? Obviously, it's nice to vary things up. I don't want people to go to my channel and know already who's going to win the battle. Unless it's like an historical battle or like the Battle of Geonosis or Kashyyyk or something. That is obviously going to be given to the people that deserve to win it. But some of these battles have smaller skirmishes and smaller battles within them, won by the other side who didn't actually win the entire battle. And that's important to remember. Hope you guys enjoyed this fight. I'm going to give this victory to the clones, but we'll see if the clones can come out victorious in another scenario coming up, probably just in a day or two now, where the droids are going to have a lot more numbers on their side. We'll see if the final first can hold just as well as they have today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon again. Bye.